I don't know. To be
never
fair,
in 100 million guesses would I have said. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. We've been making a lot of promises about, like, this will never happen to me. I can guarantee this, that sort of stuff, you know?
Yes, I thought of one the other day, too. Fuck. I fucking, like, literally, what was I
Gotta
watching?
write those down.
I just thought of something.
We are too old to remember things.
I'm pretty good at writing stuff down.
I could be dead asleep, and I will write something down. Like, I will wake up and be like, write it down now. I know you don't want to, but grab your phone and write it down because you're going to forget it.
Mine, I'm pretty good at it, unless my notebook is, like, there.
Yeah. Has to be on your person.
I'm like, man.
That's too far.
Oh, wait. Speaking of things I did think of, I thought of this today. I want to get back to both of those things. That kind of, I'll say the other one first. That one kind of reminds me of, not kind of reminds me, it exactly is Mitch Hedberg's joke, which is so funny when he's about how his brain's going because he smokes so much weed. Uh-huh. And he's like, I got to write down every joke. And if I can't find a pen, I gotta convince myself that joke's not funny.
Dude, he would have been unbelievable in the social media.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, all of his things are just tweets.
Right.
You know? He'd have like 100 million followers on Twitter.
Dude. I mean, I think I still follow. I think his niece ran Mitch Hedberg updates or whatever it was called. I believe she got a life and stopped using social media, which sucks for me, but good for her. But I thought of two things. Remember things rich people can do, but poor people can't?
Yeah, I had a good one the other day. That fuck. I got
a good one.
What was it?
Have brown skin. like when you see a guy with a tan.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. I get it.
That's not my fuck. It's the society's view of it, not mine.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm just stating the obvious. I think society looks at one way and another the other way.
Right, you're right.
That's what these things are. Are they not? Doing drugs, speaking two languages. It's just racism.
It's just prejudice.
It's just
That's all it is.
Speaking two languages is just what I said in a different way.
I had a good one of those and I didn't write it down.
Really?
I fucking didn't write it down. That's funny. Well, anyway.
I thought of it because I saw my legs in the mirror and I was like, man, that'd be a lot cooler if it was tan. I got very bad sunburn this weekend.
Yeah,
it's actually,
right on the shins.
Yeah, it's so bad. I'm cleaning up on the pickleball court. Pickleball's dope, by the way.
Oh, you're in on pickleball?
It's unbelievable.
Took you a little while, but now
it's my first time playing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's so much
Bro,
fun.
I can't even imagine getting on the pickleball court right now. There's too much.
No, it's not that bad. I was worried about that. It's not that bad.
Oh, the way I remember playing in high school, I remember like diving.
Oh yeah, if I was here, you played in high school.
Sprinting and like maybe it was.
I'm sure. I'm playing with like. Don't get me, I was like work. Ugh. Mopping the floor with my mom. Yeah. like I got a sunburn, so I was on the court so long. I was fucking next. my sisters had a baby would come out next.
That's great.
I played football this weekend. First time I've done like something like that in a while. I dove for a ball, whole leg infected.
Oh! What did you on concrete?
No, it's on sand.
That'll do it too, though.
Yeah.
I was at the beach, and this dude I was with, there were little kids, and they were digging like a hole, making a castle, the whole nine. But it was deep, and it filled up with water, like a puddle. But it was like, still like, like this deep. And he did a cannonball into it. And like, I watched him it's like concrete, basically. Wet sand is like concrete. And he just smashed and went like, I shouldn't have done that. And
How old is the kid?
He's like 35. He's like an adult.
I should have heard Adriana Chechik.
Yeah, basically like that. Yeah, he Adriana Chechik himself. I thought it was going to be his back just from like the boom, but it was more his leg from the sand just got like ripped, the front layer of skin just gone. Yeah, I mean, Pavs, you're still young enough that you're allowed to be doing those things, but...
Yeah, I was going to get dirty no matter what. I couldn't hit a home run. I was the only guy without a home run.
Oh,
so I was
I'm
going to dive out for any ball that comes
that
near
hurts.
me. And then
I remember doing the David Ortiz home run derby, and we had to hit it over a pretty high fence.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I was a dip. I've seen the video.
I remember being like, I don't think I don't think we're, because it wasn't even like hit far, but it was like you gotta get the height too.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, they can do it.
That was a high fence.
I remember
it was like a triple decker.
Yeah. And I remember it was funny. We did like a warm up round, and this happened to me twice in my life, both baseball. I played Little League baseball. Then I stopped. We moved a couple times, and I stopped for a couple years. And then when I finally landed in Pelham, I was like, let me try to play again. But by that point, like it had increased from like Little League to like now we're getting to like high school baseball, and so I go to try out, and we're like in the batting cage, and he's like, all right, first 2 pitches, lay down a couple bunts, and then swing away, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't think I've ever bunted because it was fucking Little League, And by like I was like, I'm not gonna do this. And by the grace of God, I just laid down 2 bunts, but on an absolute prayer. I think my eyes were closed. I was like, and they were like perfect, like and then and he was like, good. And then anytime he ever tried to have me bunt in a game, I was like, but same thing with the home run derby. We were just testing out where should it be, how far should it go. And they were like, what about over this? And I was like, I don't know. We'll see. And, like, I think I, like, took maybe 2 pitches, and the second one I knocked out. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, like, we can. I was surprising, but we can do this. No, that was a complete fluke. There was no chance. Anyway, all the way back to the beginning here. I was going to say I was initially going to make a guarantee on something that it'll never be me. But I realized I can't do that, so now I'm going to guarantee if it ever is me. If I ever force an emergency landing on a plane from diarrheaing all over a plane, I will jump out of that plane. I was going to say it'll never be me because I just don't understand the idea of how it was all over the plane. But hey, I don't know. You can't control that. So I can't in good conscience say this will never be me. Maybe one day I will diarrhea all over the place because if it happens, it happens. You can't stop that. But if it is me, then we have a whole other problem because I'm opening that door. It becomes almost like a hijacked plane situation. I'm like, open the door! I'm gonna jump out! I diarrhea all over the place.
What was his manifesto? Like scribbled on toilet paper. Like, I can't live like this.
I mean, you can't. But you can't. Like, you can't be the guy who had a plane from Atlanta, Georgia to Barcelona, Spain, turn around 2 hours into the flight because you diarrheaed everywhere.
Atlanta, Georgia to I didn't even know that flew.
Yeah, it was a nonstop flight from Atlanta to Barcelona,
the hub,
and then I looked at the flight path. It's just like, and the guy, the pilot's like, yeah, we got a biohazard situation. It's all over the cabin.
What?
It is. It's so funny when these guys
You're like checking the calendar. Like, it's not April 1st. There's no way this flight attendant is telling me like there's diarrhea.
I love when they make it so professional though. Like that in real life, that guy would go like, somebody shit all over the plane.
Yeah,
you gotta come back. But he's like, I got my headset on. It's a biohazard situation. It's like, just say someone pooped. And the guy that the tower's like, we got a biohazard situation. What happened? Somebody shit all over. Now I wonder. I was wondering if you shit yourself on a plane, like diarrhea. Like it's not just like there's something in your pants. It's like getting out of your clothes. Is it just that we're in a closed air circuit and that becomes like the biohazard, or did this guy like run to the bathroom and he shit all over the plane? To be like it's all over the the direct quote was it's all over the cabin, but
I mean, you shit
everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? I think it's Dumb and Dumber 2, when Bob Saget's like, "There's shit everywhere. There's shit on the walls. There's shit on the ceilings." If you've ever seen it, it is the exact perfect like scene for this scenario. I'm picturing it like it was, like a crazy inmate, like there's just shit everywhere. I mean, if that's happening, that's more of a let's roll situation than 9/11.
No. I'm less likely to get involved in that.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to touch. That's.
I'm less
put it this
likely to
way.
get involved in a pile of shit than I'm a terrorist attack.
I would. You're correct, but how about this? If there were two scenarios, and I, as a spectator, was picking which one I want to let's roll. I want other guys to do the let's roll in.
Yes.
I would be like, stop the shit.
Yeah.
Maybe these terrorists, they just want some money. We don't know what they want
Right.
yet. You know, there's every chance that they're just gonna land and get arrested because it didn't. Obviously, that one didn't work out too well that day. But there's a better chance of that than
crash into a building. You just can't melt steel beams.
Yeah, come on.
That'd been a lot better if I got it out smooth.
You want to try it again?
They're not gonna crash into a building. These things can't melt steel beams.
But if there's a guy shitting all over the cabin, it's gonna get on you or it's gonna get in your nose. That will affect me directly, immediately.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy.
It's crazy. We've got a new mic. We've got new cords.
Can't confirm the cords are new. I just thought that he went back there today.
I mean, I'm gonna go nuts. We need to rip everything out and put all new things in. I can't do this. It's been 10 episodes. I don't even. The audience probably doesn't even know it because it keeps getting edited out. But if I move my microphone at all, it cuts out, and the producer goes. And I have to take the thing and put it together, and then it just resumes. But if I move it in any way, no audio. Fuck this place. Yep. So I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
I keep my
touch
hands
it.
in my head.
Yeah, for
lap
real.
Here.
But the aftermath of being the guy who turned around an Airbus, there was this woman tweeted at Delta and was like, "Hi, my son's supposed to be coming over from Spain or she was in Spain, wherever it was." She's like, but the plane is delayed 2 hours. Can you give me any insight on what's going on? And someone just seeing that, it was just she was like egg on Twitter, just looking to get an update. And people were just like, yeah, someone, so your son's shitting all over the plane, probably. That you cannot be that guy. I was thinking about.
I'm trying to think how I feel. I want to give my honest opinion about how I feel.
I was thinking the other day how little I care about what other people think, but I've never shit all over a plane before.
Yeah.
The things that people give me shit about, I'm like, I don't care anymore.
I, to a much lesser, incredibly lesser degree, had a situation remotely comparable the other day where I was at a bar that just had a single bathroom.
Okay.
And I went in and I went to slide it. It was a sliding door. And I went to slide it over. I waited for a while. And I was like, boy, this is taking a while. And I was like, oh, wait, I forgot to check if it's maybe it's just closed. The door's closed, 'cause the door's never closed at this bar. And I went to pull it, and it was closed. So I was like, oh, okay. It's got one of those hinge locks. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, all right. And then I stood there for what was, again, an amount of time that would have made me go, wait, did I try and open the door?
Yeah.
And then pull it again. I'm talking close to 10 minutes when I standing there. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, whoever's in there is doing damage.
Yeah.
And then I open the door, and then finally the door opens. This just little woman comes out.
No.
And then I walked into the bathroom, and it smelled so fresh. And I was like, oh, and it's like in the dive bar.
Good fresh or fresh shit?
Fresh.
Okay, yeah.
It's in this little dive bar where there's aren't even all the cleaning supplies are in there, and there's not even a curtain. There might be a curtain they sit in front of it, but that's half open all the time.
Right.
And I was like, this woman fully cleaned the bathroom.
Ain't nobody gonna know what I did in here.
And in my head, I was like, she didn't have to do all that. Who cares if you shit a little bit? Clearly she shit. And then I don't know what she did, but it smelled amazing. It smelled like the Garden of Eden in there. This is beautiful. I could eat a meal in here. And I was like, why go through all that trouble? It just stinks like shit a little bit. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
And so I guess in that
sense, that's what I'm talking about. And that one woman was like, I don't want to risk. That woman was like, I'm not gonna risk one person seeing me come out of there and go, whoa, that woman pooped. And this is a plane full of people, and that woman, That woman didn't want someone going, man, that person pooped in the toilet.
Yeah.
Like, where you're supposed to go. She did everything right. The body had to get rid of the excrement. She did it into the toilet, and unfortunately, there's a little bit of a smell. This guy, bro, planes can, like, lose engines, and you can still make your destination.
Yeah.
They can fly through hurricanes. You can lose visibility. You can fly through a gaggle of geese, and they're always like, this thing's fine. This guy shit so much, he took down a 747. That is incomprehensible how much shit that there needs to be.
That is, I mean, diarrhea is a different animal, man. There's sometimes
is.
you get diarrhea and you're just like, where is this coming from?
Yeah. Like I have to be empty by now, right? It's coming out of like my fingertips.
You got,
coming out of my toes.
You got like your abs are sore. You're like, what the fuck, man? Yeah.
When
it's not like I don't have a stomach ache. My ab muscles are sore.
When your biggest workout in a long time is shitting,
bro.
that's when it's bad.
You're sweating like you've been in the gym.
Yeah.
Your abs hurt. Like, what is happening to me?
How many sit-ups do you think you could do right now? Do you do sit-ups when you work out?
No, I'm not a gay teenager.
Yeah, like that is so true. That is so like that's something you honestly like chicks do. And when I was like younger, I'd be like, I need to be cut up. I need to have a six-pack. But I feel like you specifically like that idea of like bending in half. Like I don't think your body could do it. Not for lack of strength,
like
just like the bones and stuff like
with the hip too.
Yeah, no way,
I
right?
couldn't do a sit-up.
That feels like one of those things like the ship sailed so long ago on push-ups. I remember like being able to, when I was like young and athletic playing, like I could do like 50 push-ups in gym instead of doing the pull-ups. You could do push-ups,
Yeah.
and I would just bang that out, and I'd always get enough. And then the times in life when you like are like, oh, I can still do something, and you try it and you absolutely cannot. I've never tried that with sit-ups, and I bet it's that way.
Yeah.
I bet where you think you can be like, and it's not like that at all. I'd probably be like, like abs, full flexing, just trying to get one sit-up done. Yeah, that diarrhea is a
Diarrhea is a young man's game, dude. Like, can't be getting diarrhea as an adult. It's fucking
and the sad thing is that's how it like. But you do. You know what I mean? Like, it gets worse and worse. It's a young man's game, but it's an old man's disease. That shit is literally. I mean, I say all this, but I'm also like if something embarrassing happened in front of a plane full of strangers, I don't know. I've never seen these people again.
I
don't care.
I was super young. I think I actually was going to Spain too. I was probably like a freshman in high school. I was going to Spain with my aunt and my two aunts and my grandfather, and I fell asleep on the plane. I was a freshman in high school, so I was traveling like athletic shorts, wet pants, some shit like that, and I just fell asleep on the plane like on a candy bar. And my aunt had to take off her sweater so I could tie it around my waist because it just looked like I shit all over myself. Like it was
because you're just a piece of shit who like you were eating candy.
I was eating candy, fell asleep.
Yeah. It started early, folks.
Yeah.
If anybody thinks that Feitelberg is because he's like later in life, no. He was 18
Yeah,
doing the same thing.
I've been playing this song for a while. You guys know the notes.
Yeah, I mean that like there's just something about like if there was a scene of like yelling like we see on viral videos, if there was a scene of like I was drunk, whatever, I don't care about any of that. Like a crew of 250 people see you shit all over the place. I don't know, man. It's just because you know what? Those other things happen. I think about this when people go viral on like Twitter or on some of those videos, and it's like that person's life is ruined. And it's like, how? No one even like tell me what that person looked like right now. You wouldn't be able to tell me. You know what I mean? Like it's like something you're gonna walk in to apply for a job. They're gonna go, "You're that guy from the plane." Someone shits all over. That people could describe you down to the fucking freckles on your face. They're going to remember the face of the man who shit all over an airplane cabin. That one sticks with you. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But there's just something about I couldn't be known to even 200 people in this world. 200 out of 8 billion. But if there's 200 people who know me as the guy who not only diarrheaed all over the place, but like ruined vacations because of it. Imagine that. You're like, we're going to Barcelona, baby. I mean, it got delayed, it went back, then it landed 8 hours later. All all because you shit all over the place.
Particularly with like public travel, you're always so. I guess you're like one of two people. You're either I don't give a fuck about anybody else but me.
Yeah.
Or like I'm very
Yes.
concerned. I'm like. I want to sit in my little spot. I don't want to make sure I don't
want to get up to go to the bathroom because I don't want to disturb you.
Bro,
all that shit.
I had that happen to me on the train the other day where I was like, I was coming home, and so I had bought my ticket the wrong way. I'd bought it New York to Providence, and
You were going
Providence to New York.
Brother, you and me are not good at travel. If we were ever on The Amazing Race, like we would just lose right away because we just like went the wrong direction.
Yeah. And I get to the train station. I was like, fucking idiot. And I went to I was trying to change out my app, wouldn't work. So I went to the front desk.
By the way, that should just be like
loosey
goosey.
Right.
Like if you on Metro North, if you go from your spot to Grand Central, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
it's just whatever.
Right.
Fuck that.
But dude, trains. I never put it together until recently. Like, because I really like the train.
Yeah, me too.
But trains are so expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Bro, I spent $1,000 to go home. I go home all the time. I was like, wait, I'm spending like $20,000 a year to go home. like it real. Like
it's like $500 each way.
It's like $360 something like that.
But, and I guess it's just that,
and also because I don't buy it until a half hour before.
Well, that's probably
I'm sure
that's
if I bought
part
it
of it too.
in front.
But I guess they know that like you're not going through a security problem. Like it's
300 maybe
for the distances that trains go. Like you're not gonna take a train to California. Obviously, you got to fly for that.
Right.
But it's like, should I fly to Boston and take the train? It's like it's significantly easier to take a train.
Yeah.
And I think they know that, so they're like.
Particularly here, New York to Boston, New York to Providence. Anyone who flies, it's crazy.
Or drives, man. That drive up
drive
off the
sucks,
Merritt,
dude.
you just go like 30 miles an hour the whole time. You're not in like stop traffic, but you're just in. There's too many cars on the road traffic, and it's just 2 lanes, and you drive like 25 miles an hour for 7 hours straight. It's the worst.
But
that shit is expensive, man. But it's an enjoyable experience.
Unless so I go in with the change, and he's like, the train's sold out. And I was like, I had to get home. I have a job. Yeah. And he's like, there is a first class ticket left. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll take that. And he goes, what are you, rich? I was like, no, but I have to keep my job.
Yeah.
And you just told me it's the only ticket left, so I need to take that ticket.
You should have said yeah.
And
then what? Fucking asshole.
And then he goes, I bet it won't hurt for long. And I was like, all right, dude, what? Just fucking...
Do you want to?
Like you told me it's my only option to get home. I'm taking it.
Right.
What the fuck do you think is happening? So anyway, I get on the train
and what did that run you?
That was like $460. It's like $100 more.
Jesus.
And $420, something like that, whatever. And on first class they serve dinner, or they serve a meal. And I'm sitting on the train, and I was like, I had to piss so bad, and I was sitting next to this girl, and she was like doing some kind of doodling artwork, and I was like, I don't want to disturb her. And I'm like, I bet I can make it back to New York before I pee. And then there's like, I just couldn't make it. And by the time I asked her to get up, she'd already been served her dinner, so it ended up being like,
way worse.
She had to like pass the tray to someone else to put the tray up.
And at that point, you're like, I'm gonna piss my pants.
I was like, I have to. I
have to. Yeah.
And I like that. That wasn't even this trip. That was like 2 trips ago, and I still think about it every day.
Yes.
So if I'd shit everywhere,
imagine like in this situation, I'm imagining that guy. You're that guy, and then you get up, but like you shit as you get up.
Yeah.
And it's like through your shorts, like onto like her, onto the floor, on like.
That's why you don't travel in shorts.
in case you shit. Yeah. You need some to trap it in there. Like that. Imagine you felt bad about that. Imagine if you had shit on her. I just can't. I mean, that would be. I would stick my head out the window and. I would just. What's that movie? You know what I'm talking about. I would just chop my own fucking head off.
Oh, Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Yeah.
So I mean, that mercifully, the main thing I would be like scared of this day and age is like nobody knows who that was. It's all kept. You know, they just say like a passenger. It was like the New York the Post article was like the passenger's name was not revealed. I would sincerely hope so. Yeah. I would sincerely hope we protect that guy. If that is just like, you know, like the New York Post has obtained his name and here's his Facebook profile, like that would be worse than like blowing the whistle on like anything else. Like victims of crimes, like no. before, like, I would out them before I out the guy who shit all over the
I
cabin.
hope you got put on a watch list. It's like
That's fair. That is actually fair.
Like, he gets pulled to an interrogation room every time. He's like, God damn, dude. I had fucking chicken malasala one time.
You probably should get on some sort of list that's like, you need to fly 3 straight times without incident to prove to me that this was a fluke or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're like a diarrhea guy, that's as dangerous as a fucking
Yeah.
as a
They don't let
bomb.
you in pools. I let you in the sky.
God damn it! I'm just gonna scream loud enough that you can hear me through Feitelberg's mic.
Gametime is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. Gametime is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute ticket deals on sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest prices. There are a ton of must-see fall events. Football, ever heard of it? Drake and 21 Savage, Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, SZA, baseball, the U.S. Open. I am hoping to use Gametime to go to the U.S. Open tonight. As you're listening to this, my boy Carlos is playing. Vamos, Carlos! I used Gametime to go to the U.S. Open last year. It's the U.S. Open boys. It's me, Nate, and Hubs. We are going to be there. We're going to be drinking the honeydews, I think they're called. I forget exactly what they are. And we are going to be rooting on our young hijo, whatever, our young lad, Carlos. It's all possible with the Gametime app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats near you, the seats you thought you could never buy. They'll even credit you 100% of the seat price if you can find a better deal elsewhere. That is a challenge. I dare you to try and find one. You can also get limited time discounts with exclusive flash deals. The purchase process takes just 2 taps in 10 seconds, and once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone, no printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Gametime app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
We got Darius Rucker on the show today, and sometimes this job gives you bucket list moments that you never even knew were on your bucket list. And Darius Rucker walking in and knowing who I was and being like, you're my favorite follow on the internet. I mean, that was
crazy.
So insane.
It wasn't even a passing comment. We talked about it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, he kept bringing it back up, and I was like, because sometimes people will say something like that, and I'm like, oh, like, your team told you who I am, or you just watched the video before you walked in here to like make me feel good. And he like knew and enjoyed and loves it, and I like that dates back to like when I was like 8 years old, watching fucking Hootie and the Blowfish dominate MTV. Like for a kid, like I didn't do anything but watch MTV at that age. That's all I did. The countdowns, the shows, all that shit. And, I mean, Hootie was on another level of, like, they were just every single music video. They had, like, 4 #1 singles out at the same time. It was just, like, they are those dudes. And then, but you know what's funny? Back then, I wouldn't have appreciated it. Like, everybody knew their music, but it was almost, like, kind of like, I was like, that's for, like, parents. I'm listening to, like, rap music and shit. Like he said on the interview, you hear him talk about how grunge was dominating. So, like, in the time, I don't think I really appreciated it. After the fact, now that he's, I mean, the accolades and the numbers that he talks about in the interview are absolutely nuts. And now he goes on to be, wagon wheel Darius Rucker. That was just fucking insane to me. There's very few people I would want to like me more than that kind of guy. And you'll see during the interview, like whatever your opinion of Darius Rucker is, afterwards you'll like him that much more. What's wrong?
Do you only shop here?
Fuck. I did not wear the shirt around you. Did you want it?
No, I didn't want it, but like you come in wearing my shirts all the time. I'm like, is that my shirt?
You gotta grab it.
You gotta show the shirt. I got it.
You walked in like, is that my Stuff Island shirt?
Fuck, I did not wear this around you.
Are you just like a pack rat?
Dude, this was in here for like 3 months.
Yeah, we for
It's not
people who don't
reassuring.
see off camera, where it looks very clean on camera.
Yeah.
Off camera, it's a disaster of just clothes that Kevin and I have taken off to put on different shirts for different advertisements, and I guess walked home in them. I don't know how we end up with so many clothes here.
Yeah.
And I've seen Jackie multiple times. I'm like, that's my shirt.
There's 2. I have 2. And this is one of them, and I forget why. There was a good reason for me to, like, I had spilled something.
Diarrhea all over the place, didn't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's all your, sorry.
It's Jackie at all times is either wearing somebody's clothes here or a meat shirt.
Or a meat shirt.
The meat aesthetic is a
meat
real.
shirts. I didn't even realize what the last one.
What was Mommy's little meatball? What's that?
I just needed to change shirts again for some reason. And I was out with my friends, and then
Oh, that was like an emergency. Like, I need a new shirt. Let me buy this
Yeah.
like from a vendor or whatever.
all I had was a sweatshirt on and like nothing under. So then, and I was hot. So then, and we were going on a walk. So then I was like, okay, we need to find a t-shirt. And I was like, but I don't want something expensive. And then they were like, well, you have to get Mommy's Little Meatball. And I was like, please don't make me get Mommy's Little Meatball. And they said, I don't make the rules. Sorry, you have to get Mommy's Little Meatball, sir. So I had to get the Mommy's Little Meatball.
I love that when your friends just make you do something that's like you totally didn't have to buy it, but you had
No,
you
nah,
have
it's
to
a
buy
good bit.
Mommy's
It's a
Little
good
Meatball. Yeah, you've got a lot of meat shirts. That's your brand.
That's just me.
So we got Darius Rucker on the show, and we'll do voicemails and all that. What else we got?
I have a take. It's not a take. I'm tired.
Are
of
you
that one.
sweaty? What's going on?
No.
Your hair? He's just wet. It's early in the morning.
Got it.
You just showered.
Oh, you know what I did? I put in like a hair oil today for the first time ever.
Bro, you don't wash your hair. You don't need any more oil.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's
Yeah.
a good point.
I thought it was just like I thought you showered. Actually, it would be dry by now because we've been here for like 2 hours. You
If
have
it looks
so
wet
much
still?
natural. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. That could be an issue.
now that I know it's oil, it's disgusting. I thought it was just water. Even if it was just sweat, glass houses. But now that I know your head is just caked in oil, why'd you do that?
I'm tired of doing my hair, and I got okay, fine, we'll do it. I
love when this happens. It's like, oh boy, something's going on in Feitelbergville that I didn't
was
know.
like, I'm tired of doing my hair. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to just.
I think about shaving my head every day.
like it's the blow dry and stuff.
Yep.
I apologize, Erica. I will get back to it. But and I was like, what are other options? And they were like, there was one that was just like, use a hair oil, and I was like, okay, but I didn't feel like getting a hair oil. So
Oh God.
So
Oh, no.
This is gonna be like baby oil. or
no,
something, isn't
it's
it?
not. It's probably worse. It's beard oil.
No.
I don't know. To be
Never
fair,
in 100 million guesses would I have said.
to be fair, I did Google, can you use beard oil in your hair? It said yes.
Did you also Google why the fuck would I want to do this? That's bad, bro.
Did it look bad?
Well, now that I know it's oil, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it looks good.
All right.
It looked like when I
Look,
first
we tried something new, guys.
Yeah,
all right.
listen.
that's
That's what we do here. We try.
We tried.
And you get ridiculed.
We
and-
gotta go back to the drawing board. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. But
But why did
This
you
is-
think that? So what did you read somewhere that like if you don't want to do your hair, just put oil
it's
in
like basically like leave-in conditioner. It
Yeah.
said, and you kind of just like
Because
go
it
out.
did, like I said, it looked like you just got out of the shower and your hair was like a little bit curly and wet. And if it
How's
just,
it, dude? I put like a drop on my hand and then put it in like.
yeah, no, it looks pretty oily.
Doesn't look like it.
But I'll tell you why. Because you have a month's worth of natural oil built up because you don't wash your hair. If I have like every day when I shampoo my hair, I can tell there's nothing in there. It's dry.
Yeah.
Because I don't like having any oil. I know it's good for your hair, but I think that's gross. So I'm like, I wash it every day because I don't like it to be oily. Your hair probably feels, greasy
Yeah. I worked out last night and this morning, and
and didn't wash.
no.
And then put extra oil in.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
That's disgusting.
Yo, again,
We tried something.
we got something, man. Yo,
No,
that's what
no.
that's what this
No,
life's all about. Dude.
no.
We're trying new
Bro,
things,
no.
and we're gonna fix it.
Trying
We're gonna
new
fix
things.
it.
Trying new things is like, yo, I wore like these red sneakers, and people are like, no, that's too loud, or like, oh,
Bro,
I tried on this like.
I've been seeing
this
people
crazy
talk about
jacket.
hair oil. I want to see what's all about,
Bro.
Now we got
But
we got a disaster on our
wait.
hands.
The hair oil is not necessarily even the problem. The problem is like I tried something is I don't wash my hair ever. I sweat in it and don't clean it, and then I add oil to it. You got to give full context.
Yeah.
Like if someone who washes their hair every day tried hair oil, I'd be like, you tried something, it didn't work. What you are trying is being disgusting.
All right, yeah, that's fair
I
context.
actually want to say, which is, I think that we're very similar in certain ways. And it's funny because I recently have also hit a point where I'm like, I'm done with my hair. I'm done doing it. And I've started balding recently. So I'm like, there's nothing, I don't know what is going on, but I will be bald by December. I don't know how to stop it.
What do you mean, like when you're washing your hair, like tufts are coming out?
Yes. And then like I can see, you can't see it now, but I have bald spots. So it's like,
actual bald spots?
There's nothing, no, not like actual bald spots, but like for me, like bald spots.
Yeah.
And like my
That's
part
stress. You're too stressed.
is bigger. I think I don't know what's going on. I think it's also just because I need a haircut, but I don't have time. I haven't had like a full day where I can get a haircut because it's like a 4-hour thing. So then it's just
Go get a haircut.
I know, but like, I mean, I'm already balding, so I guess I don't need a haircut anymore.
I'll cut my hair right now. It's falling out.
Balding, Jerry.
But anyway, so then I've just been, instead of like doing my hair because it just like pulls out so much, I've just been air drying and just like letting it do a thing, and it doesn't look good, but like
It is what it is.
you know, it is what it is.
I don't know. I mean, you know, it's funny because if you're like walking off the beach and your hair looks like that, it's like, oh, it's like beach hair. But if you like walk in here, it's like you look weird. You know what I mean?
True.
It's like, but it's all relative.
That's what's going. Yeah, like if you were on the beach right now, you'd be
Right.
fine.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
But we're
I
not.
mean,
we're in
still would be
we're in a place of
great,
work.
yeah.
We're in a place of employment.
Sorry.
I don't.
the
Jackie, come touch it.
I do
I'll
not
tell
wanna touch
I'll
it.
tell you what.
When you do that, is your hair like? Your hair
Oh yeah, it's super greasy. It's
Oh.
crazy greasy, dude. Like, of course it's really.
And you just put like drop.
Dude, I think it said put 2 to 3. I might have put 3 to 4, but like, because it didn't feel like a lot in my hand. I was like, there's no way that's enough. And now it's too much.
Dude, that's so funny. That
You
like
want
if she
that?
didn't, for the sake of the show, I have to. I'm gonna give a. Oh. Oh, I didn't like that at all. Do you have hand sanitizer or something? I need something to cut through the oil. That was gross. That was gross. Ladies,
All right.
don't rub your fingers
All
through
right.
Feitelberg's hair.
Tomorrow we
Wash
don't use
your hair.
we don't use beard oil in the hair. Tomorrow
How about we wash our hair?
I'll probably wash my hair this time.
I would think your monthly shampooing, it should be this time when it's caked with oil.
It doesn't feel all that different.
I mean, it's also unbrushed.
Well, this was the point of the whole
Yeah,
process.
to brush it. You didn't want to brush it.
Well, why don't you just do that? Go back to doing your hair.
I don't.
There's a brush around here, I think.
It's just a lot.
Yeah. Let's brush your hair.
I don't want to.
Well, I didn't want to rub my fingers.
Oh, this is my brush. Okay.
Why's your brush here?
I'm sure it fell out of a bag at some point.
It already looks better.
Yeah, it does. Worse.
I can't tell. This is a good discussion. I feel like I can't tell whether it's like a body dysmorphia thing, like hair dysmorphia. Like when I see other people with their hair like shaggy and undone, you do it a lot. Like you just like get out of the shower and leave it, whatever. I'm like, oh, it looks fine. I feel like when I don't do my hair, I look like ridiculous.
I don't know if I've ever seen you
I get like
without
these.
it.
I'll come in next episode. I won't do anything to my hair. I have these. It gets wavy and curly and kind of like parts in the middle, and I think I look completely ridiculous. But it's also probably like the same way. I don't know. It's like you would look at it and be like, I don't know, your hair's like a little curly today or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? I can't tell. But then when I do my
That's
hair,
what it's the. I'm trying to get. I like showered and like just sat around my apartment recently, and then I went to the bathroom and I saw myself. I was like, oh, I kind of like the curls, and so I've been trying to get to like some curls, and it was like, how you
Put
get
oil in
curls,
it.
don't blow dry your hair,
Yeah.
all that shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And then one of the things was try some hair oil.
Well,
And I was like, well, I'm not going to spend $7.99 when I got the wood beard oil right here.
I think it's also like the TikTok kids, that generation of like young boys will just have like their floppy curly hair like in front.
See,
of
I
their
kind of
head.
liked it more poofy, and it's not poofy, is what I'm guessing.
No, yeah, it's more like down.
Like when I
curly.
walked out, it was like that, but I figured it would dry.
Yeah,
And I guess I didn't factor in the canola oil.
I didn't realize I put Crisco in my hair. I think that like looking like that to me, I'm like, oh my god, you look ridiculous. But if like an 18-year-old had that look, it'd be like, oh, he looks cool.
I look like an
you know?
18-year-old?
I'm saying the TikTok look of like your hair is like kind of like forward and just like curly in the front.
Yeah, that's not. But when I saw it in the mirror,
No.
I saw it was like
no,
up, like
no,
almost
you
like,
you weren't up, but you weren't down. You were there and curly.
yeah.
It was just there and curly.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, you did it. But it's also looks like.
Wait, I did it right now?
His hair was like, it wasn't poofy, but it wasn't like down over his forehead. It was just like
It was yeah.
curly, but it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. In my head, it sounds dope.
It's
No.
if it wasn't glistening with oil, it maybe would be something. But it looks like. I mean, again, I thought that eventually it would dry throughout the day because it was wet and it was just oil in your hair.
Does oil not dry?
Yeah, oil's not gonna dry. Oil's oil.
The boil.
Oil and water kind of,
Yeah.
Some would
Pretty
say they're
famously.
opposite. Yeah.
Pretty famously. But that would make me think it keeps water away, which is a dry thing.
Well, it does, but it's its own sort of wetness. You know what I mean? Like if you put like powder in, that's like dry, but it keeps water away, but it's like already dry. You're putting something wet in there that also keeps water. What
So
it does
like
is,
in the garage, like the oil spot, that's on my head right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you got like WD-40.
It's regrettable, but it makes sense.
Yeah. Like right now, do you not see those hairs?
I see this hair
Okay,
right here,
yeah. So you have like some that are dripping down, but like right here on your head looks wet. Looks like dark hair, like
I don't
dark
like that.
wet.
Tomorrow we change.
It's about growth, folks. It's about growth. It's about trying and failing. You know, it's like the Batman thing. Like, why do we fall? To get up again. Why do we put Crisco in our hair? To learn.
Yeah.
I'm just most upset that he did.
Yeah.
Do you wear deodorant or antiperspirant?
Deodorant.
That's disgusting too. I hate that.
Why?
You don't sweat really, so it's not a big deal. But like, if you sweat and you put deodorant on, it's basically just kind of putting like cologne on. Like antiperspirant like stops you from sweating. It has like aluminum oxide or some shit in it. Deodorant is like a natural thing that just like smells good. So to me, it just smells like underarms, like pit smell mixed with like cool breeze. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't get
you know how
that.
like if you spray Febreze right now, it just smells like your
don't
college
get it right
dorm
now.
because like everyone got Febreze when they went to
Yeah.
college, and it's just like, oh, now it just smells like shit and fresh linen. That's like what Febreze is to me. It's like a shitty college dorm and fresh linens. That's what deodorant is to me. It's just like rolling gooey cologne on your armpits.
That sounds good.
Gross.
What I was gonna say before Jackie made me reveal myself to everybody and reveal myself to me, really. I haven't seen what I look like, and whatever, dude. I'm gonna say something that I'm going to sprint back
Oh boy.
at some point in the near future. I'm sure. Nothing in the world has ever jumped the shark like sports gambling.
Oh, bro.
It is.
I don't think you'll be walking that one back at all.
Well, once we get a sports gambling advertiser.
Oh, sure.
Like, this is the greatest thing ever. Sign up using code KFC. But until then, while I am free, the second greatest part of Dave buying Barstool back was that I get to keep my job. The first greatest part is that I can fucking finally say, sports gambling is so lame now.
No, you know what it is?
It is.
Sports gambling's fine. It's sports gambling content, and being on the internet, sports gambling.
It's not.
the worst.
It's everything. And I bet if you talk to, everyone here, obviously, it matters to their pocket, so they won't be honest with you. But if you talk to them off camera, people who gambled like their whole lives before it would be like, yeah, it fucking sucks now. Like,
it's like anything else. Like the legal version of it stinks.
Right, dude.
You know?
I remember it recently is 10 years ago, maybe even less than that. Like, my buddies who like gambled, I was like, this is such a cool club I want to be in.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man, that's
I used
so
to feel like I was
awesome.
on the outside looking in.
Like,
You have a bookie, you got cash.
And I've talked to my buddies now who's still gambling and stuff like that, and they're like, we'll be at a bar, and they'll be like, this fucking sucks. Because some dude down at the end of the bar is just like screaming about a halftime line. Like, it ruined the vibe of sports bars.
Mm-hmm.
It like sports bars aren't fun anymore because you have a fucking 20-year-old with $15 on the game screaming his head off about it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I do unit shame. I like, if you have a drink on the game, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, there's a certain level where it's like, this does not matter to anybody. No matter what your job is, this bet does not matter.
Lou used to always be like, there's sports betting and there's sports gambling. I fucking gamble, baby.
Right. Yeah. Like if you're not like worried about being able to pay your bills, then shut the fuck up.
But like my buddies and I were talking about it at the bar, and because like some kid was going nuts and they were busting my balls, like, I bet he's a fucking stoolie, and he was. And it was very loud and very like just screaming about some game, and just like everyone was just like, dude, what? Shut the fuck up! Like this, we're just trying to have a drink here, and they were I forget why I was saying that part. But then we went on to talk about how like maybe hopefully the rise of this will then give rise to pubs. Because I love a pub.
Yeah, I almost
There's
want...
no TV.
Yeah,
You can have a sport. Like, sports bars aren't fun anymore. They're like, everyone's just screaming about it. People come like, who you on? Who you on? I'm fucking not on anybody. I'm here to get drunk.
Yeah, I still wish... It's hard to have sports on and ban gambling from your bar.
Yeah.
I still like a bar, like a pub, a dive bar that has a game on. When you're in a bar and a bunch of people like from the city you're in are like living and dying by a game, it's so different than a gambling.
100.
You know,
bro. What was
like if you got a bunch of old timers like drinking whiskey, fucking mad at the Red Sox, that's fine with me. When you got a bunch of guys who are mad that the Red Sox, didn't score in the first 5 or some shit, I hate that.
I mean, we've said it for a long time where it is like fantasy. Where like people are like, shut up, I don't care about your fantasy team, whatever.
Same thing about your bets.
But when it's like, oh, dude, I'm on fucking first catch. Like, I don't care. I'm kind of watching the game, kind of talking to my friends, like.
And there are scenarios where, like, when I knew that,
and it is the same people who would make fun of fantasy.
Absolutely.
Like,
they all do. Well, they say, like Lou said about like gambling, like fantasy is fantasy. It's not real. Like gambling is real.
Yeah.
But it's like you're the way you act and the vibe that you put out there is the same thing as the fantasy guy being like, I need another reception before the half. Nobody cares. But I do like people being like agonizing over sports, but in like in the completely ridiculous way, where nothing actually is on the line other than just like your happiness.
I was watching the Change Up the other day with Bateman and Ryan Reynolds, and like they were in a bar going nuts about a game, and I was like, man, like I haven't been in a bar like that, and obviously it's because I don't live in Boston anymore.
But you think that's also like you couldn't if you wanted to? You think most bars?
I think largely it's part of being in New York City, where there are. I'm sure if I went to fucking. There's college football bars, like at that bar. Yeah, I'm sure there.
Sure.
But like, and I'm sure 99% of it is the fact that I don't live in my team's hometown anymore.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, but that's so cool. But the I forget how I was gonna say it. I don't know, but the idea, it's just like between social media, the bar, basically the bar really rubbed me the wrong way. And then being on Twitter this weekend is unbearable. Where it's also I forgot I don't think Musk factored in football season to giving money to engagement. Where it's just gonna be like, fucking this team sucks, and I'm gonna dunk on this guy. And it's like, dude, engagement's gonna go crazy. Twitter's gonna go out of business, not because of the Jews. But because of
football tweets.
Because of football tweets, Musk is owe so much money to them. By the way, if you didn't know, Elon Musk is blaming the ADL for why they don't have any advertisers. So that was the Jews joke. But the
Good little disclaimer to put out there.
Yeah.
That wasn't just John's thoughts.
But the thing, like, everyone who keeps track of their bets, and I you know, like, you'll be able to say this about me, right? It's just because it's not my interest is why I think this way. Like, you can do it with my interest. You can be like, I don't give a fuck about whatever the fuck I tweet about, which is nonsense. I don't even know what I tweet about, but like
Yeah, you don't have interests.
I'm sure
bad
like,
movies.
Yeah, movies. Like, I don't give a fuck about what John likes. Like, I get that, but like when I'm seeing like, here's my card for today, or here's what I'm on, I'm like, that's like if I went out and I just the next day tweeted, here are my drinks. You'd be like, okay,
Nobody
like,
fucking cares.
Is there like, do you have a story that goes with that? Like, why are you telling me that?
But what's so weird is that there.
And I know my view is very skewed because I work with all these people. Like, I'm sure people don't follow as many people as I follow, so it's just like the main timeline.
What I've never understood is the equivalent would be like people being like, I'm gonna get the same drinks you get because I don't know why. So like, oh, I don't even like fucking rum and Coke or whatever, but he got it, so I'm gonna get it. Like if like people just ask what your picks are, and then you tell them, they're like, well, now I have to bet them.
Yeah.
Because if they win, I didn't bet them. It's like, what are you're not even making your own picks, and then you scream about winning or losing. It's just.
There obviously are a lot of people, particularly here, who do it very well. But then I see content from I don't block anybody on Twitter. I've blocked basically every sports book in the world. Again, I will take all this back once you guys advertise with us. But until that time, we will delete this episode. I promise you that.
But I think there's a reason why, like you said, the people who do it good, they're few and far between.
Yeah.
Because it's like you make it funny, you make it engaging, or you do like when Dave puts a big enough bet out, that becomes interesting. Whatever. When it's just like I said so on my like bettingsite.com video, so like you've got to follow along with it. It's just, I don't fucking care. Nobody cares. The fact that people don't see the correlation between fantasy and gambling is like, and I know people understand the fantasy one because everybody kind of universally agrees that became a thing. We don't care about your fantasy team. Well, we don't care about your bet team.
unless it's you're putting it in your pocket, that's obviously very understandable. But yeah. I don't know. Again, we're gonna delete this episode. So, if you like parts of it, record it, because we're gonna delete this. But I mean it. I just like money more. The same reason everyone.
I think our non-compete's probably down to about 5 months now. So in about 5 months exactly, almost exactly, maybe like 5 months in a week, none of this happened.
Nah, don't worry. No sales won't sell it.
Should we do some voicemails?
Yes.
Let's
By
do
the
it.
way, this is just a quick aside. When I went home this weekend, so actually this is a fun little thing. The bodega I go to is always getting me like when I check out, they always whisper to me, "You want some mushrooms?"
What?
Yeah.
Every time?
Oh yeah. That multiple bodegas. That's a good thing. If they think if they think you're cool. They go, yeah,
You got oil in your hair?
They think you're not a cop. They're gonna offer you mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah, and maybe it's just the bodegas around me that I frequent a lot. Maybe it's a little more than like you walk in once. But I find whenever I get a fucking tobacco or whatever I get there, they're always like 5 for 1, a 5 by 5 get 1 free, and I'm always like,
Yeah.
turn out a deal, yeah. And then they go, you want some chocolate mushrooms? And I'm like, I'm okay. Maybe the next weekend, whatever. Labor Day weekend, I was like, I'm going to do some fucking mushrooms this weekend.
Yeah.
And I went to check out, and I was like, yo, by the way, I'm going to get some of those mushrooms. And he's like, oh, hell yeah. And he go in the back. And while we're back there, he goes, you want to get 5 for 1? I was like, 5 for 1 mushroom bars? No, I do it for zins, dude. Like, I'm not gonna buy 6 bars of mushrooms. What are you fucking? That is not a drug. Now, look, you're offering me 5 grams of coke, I get 6. Yeah, I'll take you up on that. But mushrooms is not a fucking drug that you're like, I'm gonna need a shitload of this.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Even it kind of goes along with the gambling, like. drugs becoming either so legalized or prevalent, even that is like, I shouldn't be getting like promo code deals for my drugs,
Bro.
There should be a shady back deal operation, man.
Bro, my drugs had Frosted Flakes in them this week. Yeah. Jackie's not. You had them?
No, I just had the Lucky Charms one.
Yeah, dear Mike. It is. Yeah, I bought just a dark chocolate and Frosted Flakes. Because by the way, once I turned down 5 buy 1 5.
A chocolate bar.
Yeah.
And a Frosted Flakes bar. Or?
No, it's like it's like a.
Damn, this is what I mean. This is like, I miss the days of fucking a bag of stinky toadstool mushrooms. Yeah, eating fucking mushrooms and people being like, maybe I'll make a peanut butter sandwich with it because like that's the only thing I can think of that might go with this. Otherwise, we're just gonna choke down these caps and be like, yeah, that was gross, but we're gonna get high as shit. Not like, let me eat my Belgian chocolate candy bar.
Those are I prefer the actual mushrooms way more. That was fine. I didn't like.
And you eat the whole bar?
No, it was like on the back. It has like your 1 to 3 pieces is elevate mindfulness. 4 to 9.
Dude, that's the other shit. The fucking scale. I need like can function, lose function. You're in trouble.
Well,
those are the. Fucking...
I think it was 10 to 15 or 9 to 15 pieces was walls might melt. And I probably had I probably only had 4, so it didn't really do much to me. But mushrooms are they're better than the chocolates.
Just you got some caps, you got some stems, and I know how many of each are roughly gonna.
That's what I was gonna say when you said
you like the dry or the wet, because the wet was the shit we did in Amsterdam that made you throw up, right?
Yeah. But you're right with the drugs and gambling, they both kind of jumped the shark once they got legalized. I think I think drinking, and again it's because I like it. Is why I probably think it hasn't jumped the shark. I'm sure people will be like, no, drinking's lame, whatever. I get it. But the argument I made in my head was that scientists can't fuck with drinking. Like the weed, we got their strain, and this and that, and the gambling, you got the mathematicians came in and started doing shit. Like the lames can't fuck with it.
Right. It just is what it is.
It stays on itself.
And even there's because we've done it. We've done Everclear grain alcohol. Yeah. That's just the maximum. And then you're down to your little fucking Malibu Bay Breeze, but that's it. You can't go outside of that realm at all. So there's everything. You have this drinks for girls or kids or people who don't want to get too drunk, and then you've got the hardcore shit, and you know how much it is every time, and I need to drink 6 of these or 3 of these or 10 of those or whatever. It's a good system we've got in place. I mean, it's horrific and people die from it all the time. And people, it's probably the poster child for why we should have everything else regulated and legalized more than drinking. But for getting fucked up, the system works very well.
Yeah, it is. The nerds can't come in and take it.
Yeah,
nerds can't do drinking. They can do the drugs, and
right.
They can do the gambling, and they can do all the math stuff. It's this pure little thing.
I love the math. I'm gonna drink and not do math. You fucking losers.
That's right there.
Yeah, that's like what do you guys want to do today? Let's go to a bar, get fucked up, and not do any math. Because for real though,
how many drinks you had? I don't know.
I don't. Yeah.
I'm not doing math here.
I also, it's borderline impressive, but I also hate it. I mean, if I asked Dan or Dave to just do a math problem right now, they'd be morons. If I told them my 3-team parlay and this needs to hit with that, and they'd be like, oh, we need 21 points in the next 3 minutes.
It's like Kevin Malone and pies.
Yeah, yeah. They just have that, but it's I don't like any of that either. I don't want to hear about what the fucking mathematical equation you need to hit your parlay. I don't want to hear about your nerd shit. Just want to sit here and get drunk and be stupid.
Shut up about your $15 bet.
Yeah, for real. Shut up about pretty much anything, really. Yeah. At the end of the day, the point.
Except the Equalizer 3. By the way, because that's sticking with me. How you said shitty movies.
Yeah, well, that's different. Talking about awesome scenes in movies, that's the kind of shit that doesn't ever get laid. You can tell me anytime. Remember that time in the movie really fucking shot that guy in the head. Yeah, that was cool, man.
Bro, there's nothing cooler than someone describing how they're about to kill somebody. It's like Larry Bird when he's like, I'm going to shoot it from right here. And there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Tell him, and it happens
There's
anyway.
a scene in The Equalizer when he's just like, your boy's 1 foot too close to me.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I haven't seen the new one, but I know you're talking about
yeah.
like that
Dude,
fucking
like,
his
1 foot too
vibe
close
like
to me,
that.
And that's gonna and that's bad for him.
Yes. Like, let me tell you exactly what's gonna happen. Oh, I love it. All right, voicemails. What do we got?
Voicemails are brought to you by, of course, Pirate Water. Little behind the scenes action here. I know what the first voicemail is going to be, and he's going to reference Pirate Water because that's how much everyone loves Pirate Water. It is for partiers, it is for ragers, and we have created the perfect drink for you because that is what we are. Introducing Pirate Water from the creators of Four Loko and Mamitas and KFC Radio and Plan Brie and Zillion Beers and Saturdays for the Boys and all that good stuff. It is a 16-ounce can, ready-to-drink malt beverage with 10% alcohol and all you need excuse me, for a good time. Pirate Water comes in margarita, Sex on the Beach, Bahama, Miami Vice. All those good drinks, all those good flavors. I know for all summer I've been saying you got to get it for summer, you got to get it for summer, you got to get it for summer. Fun fact for you, it's also delicious in the fall and the winter and the spring. So as football season rolls around, you're having tailgates. Have one Four Loko before you go into the game. I promise you, you'll have a great time. And I'll double promise you, your team's going to win that game. Go to drinkpiratewater.com, find Pirate Water location near you, or order it now on GoPuff. Follow and tag at Pirate Water in your post for a chance to be reposted. Continue to call in on the voicemails, and you will continue to win a Pirate Water gift bags. Thank you very much, Pirate Water. Voicemail time.
KFC, Feits, everyone else. Just got back from golf, had a Pirate Water. Representing Pirate Water with the tat. Sad boy season.
Wait, he got a Pirate Water tat?
Question.
Is that what that was?
That couldn't have been a Pirate Water tat. No. It is a pirate. It's just a pirate. That's 100%. Now I can tell now. It's just a pirate.
Okay. Well, just run it back anyway.
Tat. Sad boy season. Question. What is something that you never noticed that once it was pointed out to you, you have not been able to get out of your head? For me, I had an ex-girlfriend who always hated coming to my dad's house, which I'm at for the weekend, because dude rips bogues inside, so it just smells like cigarettes inside me. We got the dirty ashtray here.
Oh, yeah.
So now I notice it, and I mean, I still don't mind it because it's just the way my house smells, but like I'm embarrassed by it now. So what's something that somebody pointed out to you that you never noticed, but now it's like all you could think about?
Bro, I'll tell you what.
Or like it's just something that you never noticed, you know. All right.
First of all, this guy's accent's perfect. I miss somebody in my life having a dirty, disgusting, smoky house. Like, that's just gone.
Yeah.
That just doesn't even, like, I feel like even grandparents who are, like, addicted to cigarettes still, like, smoke outside of their own home. you know?
Yeah.
Like, my grandma used to just fucking light up cancer sticks and just let them sit. Just like incense. Like, I just watched, like, a stream of smoke. And there was, like, a period of time we were moving back and forth and shit, so I, like, basically lived with my grandma, and I just lived in a fucking cancer house. Like, and I can't imagine how much I probably smelled like cigarettes and, like, it was just life, though. And, like, I don't know if other people were, like, their grandparents were like that, too, so they didn't notice, or if they did notice, they just didn't say anything, or whatever it was just like, yeah, this is grandma's disgusting fucking house. But, like, whatever. I never...
Dude, I agree. And then I agreed very wholeheartedly. And then I always forget the name of the bar. Little Richards?
In Chicago?
Richards? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, like, I was like, I miss a bar that was smoking it. And I went and I was, like, weeping.
Well,
in, like,
here's the
10
problem,
minutes.
though. This is the problem. That bar has an excessive amount of smoke because it's the one spot you can do it.
Right.
When you
That's
go
true.
to when every bar was allowed to smoke, like 10 to 15 people were smoking.
Yeah.
And then
This was like, let's all go inside.
go to a bar and smoke. So you can, like, see the smoke almost.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dude, I'll never forget.
It was great, but it was crazy.
The bar that we went to when we were, like, in high school, it was particularly smoky because it was just like, we're allowed to smoke and drink in here, so, like, everybody drink as much as you can and smoke as much as you can. And I remember I went home and I took a shower that night, and, like, the smoke was, like, my head was on the back of the wall,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I could see it was like black, just from smoke that was coming off of my body. And that's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, that is disgusting. And this is absolutely the poster child for what you just said of like, I miss it. And then if I had it back, I'd be like, I'm never going there again.
Yeah.
But I just want like, we used to go to the Mirage Diner, and there was the smoking section. And it was literally a glass box because it was like all the outside windows, and then even the inside was glass, and it was just a literal cancer box. And we would just, we were absolutely hammered, and we would like drive drunk from the bar to the diner, smoke cigarettes, and eat fucking like, cheese fries with gravy. It was the most disgusting thing you could do, and I miss it so goddamn much. But that also, like, back then, when it was a little more common, I didn't know it. This guy needs to know now. Like, I mean, when was the last time you saw like an ashtray?
Yeah.
Even just an ashtray sitting around someone's house is pretty fucking rare. You got to know that it's pretty disgusting to have a smokehouse now. So I was thinking this was going to be more like little like idiosyncrasies in your life, but like that. If you don't know that, if you bring girls home to your dad's fucking smokehouse, that they're going to be like, this is gross. They're all going to feel that way.
That's a pretty clear one, I think.
I think it's making a little bit of a comeback though.
Smoking?
Yeah, a little bit.
Not inside, but
No,
there's-
well, the laws will never come back. But I heard something that like the generation after me, like almost like eradicated smoking. Like
Yeah.
no one in that generation smoked, and now the younger generations, it's like back on the rise a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what I like. Aren't like vape companies owned by tobacco companies, and that was just their way to
I would
like
have to imagine.
shoehorn it back in or
Yeah.
backdoor it in?
But even
Where-
I think people are starting. I think you vape and then you dip your toe into like cigarettes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like
okay.
they
Because I
like-
don't count vaping as like
No, I don't either.
You know?
But they were like they'll like this,
And then
they'll come back.
Yeah,
because
the real thing is
it's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
like that's a
That's a
like,
gateway.
Your gateway drug. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as for what like people have told you, I can't think of something right now. But that is why I don't tell anybody anything, because I don't want to have other information other than what I have.
Yeah, it's like whatever I see and do, I like, and I want it that way.
Why do I
don't
need
yuck
to,
my yum.
No, why do I need to know? Because
Yeah.
it will affect me. It will change my opinion on something.
Mm-hmm.
It will like I think there's an episode of How I Met Your Mother on it where it's like, oh, you broke the glass, and like they're like pointing out like flaws in their other people's significant others, and then like they have like that glass shattering moment, like, oh
Now
my
I
god,
can't go back.
You're right,
Yeah.
I can't unsee that now.
Yeah.
I don't need to fucking see what you see about anything.
It's like when I found out that girls do porn was all illegal.
It's exactly like that.
Can't watch those ever again. Once I found out it was human trafficking, it really kind of ruined the fun of that series.
It is like I live in my own world. None of you need to be in it.
Right.
And I don't need to.
That's why I don't even like, don't get educated. Don't tell me anything. I don't need any more information.
There is an argument to be made about broader issues and stuff like that. But like specific things in my life,
Leave me alone.
I don't need to know your opinion on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like what I'm doing, who I'm talking to, who I'm seeing. Most of it I already know.
Yeah.
And
That's why
at least,
when I've had situations where people are like, this person's getting cheated on. Should you tell them? And I'm like, no, because I think they already know it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think they're just like, it's okay for whatever reason they've decided, but it's not okay if my friends know that I'm.
Yeah, I can't be the dick.
Yeah. It's like, if I've decided that that girl can cheat on me, but it's still better to have her in my life than not, fine. I can't know that my friends know that about me because then I look like a chump. So everybody just lie.
Yeah, that
Life's
like,
all about just
and granted,
maintaining
this
your lives to
isn't
keep you happy.
something that you could just be like, I'm not telling you about this because she would have seen it. But in other things, just don't tell me your opinion on anything.
Well, you know what else? This is kind of like, like when I see those videos that are like, this is what they do to chickens on farms. I'm like, I don't need
You
to
scroll
know
past
that.
that real fast.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't let that happen to me. But if someone was trying to, what did fuck me up a little bit? Going to Whistle Pig and learning how pigs are like really human like.
Oh, my buddy.
And we just slaughter the fuck out of pigs.
My buddy became a vegetarian after he worked on a farm, and they're like, yeah, like this pig's smarter than your dog.
Yeah, like we
And he
don't.
was like,
I was gonna say we
"What?"
don't touch dogs because they're
Yeah.
so like smart or whatever. Pigs like decorate their houses.
Yeah.
they literally like make their living space like nicer on purpose for like so. You know, chickens are just like disgusting creatures that we should wipe out and eat. That's fine with me. But between hot dogs and ham and pork and bacon, like we slaughter the fuck out of pigs, and they're really cool and
Yeah.
smart. And I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing exactly what I don't want. You know, but I don't know. To me, it's like I don't necessarily have to have pig. I could probably cut pig out of my life.
I got a belly full of pork right now.
But you don't need pork, do you?
I eat a lot of pork.
You do.
I don't need it, but I eat
What
a
do you
lot of
eat?
it. A lot of pork tenderloin, pork chop, and
Really?
and ground pork. Yeah.
I
Just comes with my HelloFresh.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I rarely like ever bought pork, but
But
it,
the
it
HelloFresh
just comes
is
in HelloFresh lot, and I'm like, okay, sure.
It's so weird that pigs can be like pork chops, but then also bacon, and then also
Yeah,
like,
they're
it just
very
seems-
versatile.
They're very versatile, right? Is that every animal though? I don't think so.
No.
Like I think like chicken is pretty much chicken.
Stick
you know?
cows. Cows good.
Cows can be steak and burgers, and
That's about it.
yeah, pigs can be anything, man. That's why we fucking. That's why we whack them, dude. I guess they're not that smart. They wouldn't be so tasty. Maybe you guys should switch up your diet or something and stop being so delicious if you're so smart. That's a good question though. That's a hard one to think of. There's definitely some examples we'll think of. Tweet at us. I'm sure we'll all have some similar ones that we can share.
What's up, guys? Quick question for John, then a question for, I guess, the group, but probably mostly Kevin. John, a couple years ago you said, you asked Kevin, is this what happiness feels like? And they've just been lying to us this whole time. You seem to be a lot happier, and just checking in on you. And then, Kevin, question is, why don't you guys get on Rogan? I don't know the whole process behind it all. I don't know how it works at all, but I think if you got you, John, and then maybe like Rowan and Francis, whatever, and just pitched your pitch to Rogan and did a podcast, I think you guys could kill.
Save this
and
man.
also
Save this
bring
man.
back
Turn
the
this
3-hour
off. Turn this off. The first part was very funny though. I don't know exactly what he's thinking of, but that was just like that was a man who was like, oh,
I think about that still.
Wait.
I recorded that recently.
what was this?
I just think, like, what if, like, happiness is just, like, what you see in movies is made up, and just what you feel.
Yeah, how do we know
is-
that that's what we're supposed to
Like,
feel like?
you just grow up on thinking, like, how they talk about, like, what happened with, like, girls with Disney princesses and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, how, like, what if we were just
Yeah.
conditioned to be, like, this is what happiness is, and it's not a thing. It's not this
Oh.
unattainable. That what you see in movies is unattainable. What you are is happy, and then that turns into depression because you realize that the other thing is unattainable.
I mean, I
Not
definitely
even realizing it, but just why don't I feel that way?
there's got to be some baseline though, where we like all kind of agree on like I think well, if you were like a caveman on the run for your life all the time, you're not enjoying your life, right? So once you can like settle down and you have a place to live and food to eat and shelter, you're gonna be like a happier person, right?
Maybe,
But then when you
also,
get
like,
too much material stuff, I think that starts to fuck it up. But
But, like,
but
being,
you
like,
have to agree
happiness-
that like having some things of like I have clothes to stay warm. I'm gonna be a happier person than if I was shivering in this cave all the time. I have food to eat and I don't have to worry about am I gonna starve to death. I'm happier.
But then maybe you're not like living out your biological need to like do that stuff.
Yeah,
Like
but
you don't even
yeah,
have the option to
but
do that.
I think
shit.
being like prey is not like the chance of like I might be fucking whacked out by like a dinosaur right now is not like oh that's making me happy.
I guess, but let's go ask fucking couple of third graders what they think.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I get like what I always say. My happiest was like that level of like ride my bike, playing little league baseball, like fucking around with my friends, and there was no money, sex, or drugs
Yeah.
and alcohol like involved. That's when I feel like I was my happiest. So like all the adult
Or
things.
AR-15s.
Or- Dude.
I think elementary school pre-2001 was a lot more fun. I think it was 2000, maybe. Whatever.
I think it was
year.
99.
What was it 99? Whatever year. It was. right around then.
You're getting your mass death casualties mixed up. 2001 was 9/11.
No. Oh no. The
The rule or whatever. The law that expired. Yeah.
But I think it was after Columbine because those fellas weren't working with any heavy duty.
Columbine is one of the weirder. I recently listened to a podcast on it and read up some of the details. Their whole plan went totally wrong. They had barbecue. What are those called? Propane tanks that were supposed to be bombs that were going off that didn't work.
Oh really?
They thought we're gonna They tried to rig up a homemade bomb that didn't work, and they were I guess we'll just start shooting people. But their whole plan and everything, their manifesto was all didn't even work.
Dude, I read recently.
There's a cop that shot some kids. It was from his bullet, and they kind of they were shooting, and the cops were shooting down a hill trying to hit the fucking gunman.
Yeah.
But ended up shooting. Nobody knew who was who. You know?
Yeah.
And I think a cop killed a kid, and they did the ballistics, and they're yeah, that's from your gun, and they kind of hid that and paid off the family and shit. There's some
really
there's some deep shit in Columbine that it was just pre internet, so it was just you just watch the news and that's it.
There was an article I read. It must have been the 20th anniversary, maybe 20-something anniversary recently. I want to say it was in the Atlantic, where they talked to the guy who's he's in charge of security for Columbine now. It's crazy. How many fucking people come to worship at the school and shit like that.
Weird.
They're on call.
I can't believe they
the
didn't
time.
just shut it down.
I think it was before
they
now
did
they're we gotta take this down because people are gonna turn it into a church.
The other people now just right away.
When it happened, they're this will probably never happen again.
Freak occurrence, right?
Yeah,
they
mass shooting.
And I think the whole thing went on for hours, but it was really they shot everybody and killed themselves in a matter of minutes. But again, nobody knew what was going on, so locked down for hours and hours and hours. So there was, fucking guys, trying to clear the school when there was it's all done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyway, let's do another voicemail to end on a
anyway,
happier note than that.
By the way, speaking of Columbine, I am happier. Thanks for asking.
Wait, do you
Jackie
guys want to
raised
invite to
her
my
hand.
birthday party?
Explain yourself. Explain.
Okay.
This is promo
Well, I
for
was
the
gonna
episode.
take it out. Okay, so I was at the end of the podcast. I was trying to figure out who to invite to my birthday party, and so then I was only half listening, and I heard what I thought was the Columbine. So I tuned out because I was oh, they're talking football, whatever, whatever they're talking Columbine. And so then I instantly after wait, do you guys want to come to my birthday party or not? And I did not realize how insensitive it sounded. I might take it out. I don't know. I guess I can't.
No,
but
that's absolutely. They bring it up.
I know. For some reason, I thought they were just 1 minute you're talking about football, the next thing you're talking about Jackie's birthday party. I didn't realize that they were talking about Columbine, and so I did not realize that was.
They were very openly talking about dead kids.
No, now that I'm editing back, I'm realizing so not the time to bring up my birthday party.
You didn't get that?
No. I have to edit it out. It looks so bad.
No.
Or not.
What?
Do you guys want invited to my birthday party or not?
When is it?
Thursday?
I'm busy Thursday.
I can't believe.
No, I will. I'll come. We are. I will come later.
Really?
That's a weird reaction. Yeah.
That's so sweet. I know,
Jackie-
I'm wearing fucking hair oil, just so you know. But
Jackie
why are you
invited Nate
surprised
before
we
she
wouldn't
invited
come
me,
to your
so I
birthday
was-
party?
Oh, I'm out. No, I'm not coming.
No, I know that you wouldn't have come. I'll send you the invite just because it feels weird to send everyone but you one.
You gotta go to the birthday party?
No, but here's the thing. I would have, but now I'm not going.
Oh, right.
Oh, are you kidding? You would have? No, you wouldn't have.
I absolutely would have come.
Would you have actually?
Yes, I know I don't do I don't go out a lot, but for your birthday, if you're I'm having a birthday party, could you come? Of course I would come.
Well,
If it, as long as it
Both
worked out,
you being so surprised I would come and so surprised Kevin wouldn't come is very bizarre.
Well,
Of course I was
I'm
going to come.
always there for big shit.
Of course
I mean,
Kevin would have come.
if you were just like, I don't care about my birthday or whatever, but if you're like, I'm having a birthday party and I
Well,
want you to
no,
come, I
like
would
it's
come.
like obviously you guys do not have to come. Like I don't, but
Bro, you're having it at like my favorite bar. Of course
yeah.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
It's like
you're-
the bar I go to.
But you're not gonna go because you're so butthurt that you were the second invite.
Well, I'm not the second
not
invite.
the
I was just
second invite,
invited
at
after
Barstool.
Nate. Nate got the
Nate
invite to
was
the
like a
birthday party
half-ass-
before me.
Nate was a half-ass invite.
What is this? This isn't a half-ass invite?
Also, are you doing your invitations during the show?
No.
Are you doing invitations?
No.
Oh.
But I was doing work and then
Sure you were. Sure you were.
All of a sudden, no, I
Jackie's so slick. I was doing
like
work.
Like your head popped up and your hand raised as if you were filling out an invite list, and you're like, "Oh, by the way, you guys want to invite to the party?"
In the past 5 minutes, I've been filling out an invite list.
Okay.
So you were doing invitations.
Well, but not the whole time.
But while you raised your hand, you were like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Yes.
Yeah.
That was technically.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
And I just want to know.
What other show can you just pivot right from Columbine to fucking
Jackie's birthday party.
fucking
I love saying
invitations?
my birthday party. All right, so
It's tomorrow, Thursday, or like this Thursday.
it's Thursday.
Is that your actual birthday?
No.
When's your actual birthday?
Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay. What's
Let's I'll
We also like it's gonna be like a bunch of like you guys. There's no pressure, obviously. No. I'm just saying, like,
if you old guys don't want to come, that's all right.
no, I want you guys to come, but I feel like you guys like I want you guys to come and then just be like, oh, like they're just like her annoying friend. Do you know? What
I mean, I think I know what your 22nd birthday is going to be like.
I have been to them before.
Yeah.
24.
I thought we were going to sit down and talk about like politics and the geopolitical status of the
I'm
country.
always talking about politics.
23?
4.
4.
I know.
Washed
I
up.
know.
Yikes.
Stop.
Probably should just kill yourself.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be away for a little bit Thursday, but if we are back, I will absolutely go to that.
You guys are the best.
I love Kevin. You must have so many
Got a
people
Rolodex, I bet.
you can just refer to like their first name, like not refer like people
okay.
you know.
I'm a
Like,
kid from Charleston, South Carolina. I still live in Charleston. And I was thinking the other day, I was just sitting getting high the other day doing something, and I was thinking of the people I know, and it's friggin' nuts.
Yeah.
The people that I call friends, the people that I can call on the phone. It's
Right.
just nuts.
Who would be the most surprising?
Most surprising?
Yeah.
Goodness, most surprising. I don't think anybody would be surprising.
Kevin Costner would have been surprising.
Kevin-
It
Kevin and I
makes
were
sense
good
now that
friends.
you say it, but
Yeah.
like when I heard it, I was like,
Kevin
Kevin
and
Costner.
I, probably the most famous guy I have on my phone is Tiger.
Tiger.
Tiger's just so famous.
Yeah.
You know, we go
So famous.
We go
Way-
way back. Like
yeah.
I sung at his dad's funeral. I sang at his wedding.
No
Tiger
way.
and I were really close. Yeah. But
And how did that come about?
oh, great story. We were playing. We got a record deal, and a record had just come out. We had decided we had these group of clubs that we had booked that they wanted us to cancel, and we told them no, we're not going to cancel. We're going to play all these clubs, and we're going to sell them out and make sure everybody makes money that night. And we're playing.
Wait, like the label signed you and like forgot that
no,
old
fuck
shit.
that.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna play. We're gonna play all these
got
clubs
it.
that are booked.
Got it.
So we had booked a club in East Lansing, Michigan, and we play the game. We go to Rick's Cafe American after the show, drunk, and I walk in and I look over and I go, "Isn't that kid Tiger Woods?" I was like, "He's 18. He shouldn't be in here drinking." I mean, he was about to go to Stanford. And I went over to introduce myself, and he knew who I was. We sat down, and the party just started.
No.
And we're standing there, and this is one of those things, like when you tell stories like this, you go, no way. We're standing there, just partying our ass off, sitting at this table, and we look over, and a dude walks in with a Stanley Cup and puts it on the bar. Because a Michigan State player, the guy had played for Michigan State, it was his week
Won
with the
the
cup.
cup.
And it's just sitting on the bar.
So who
And
did
we're
the
over there.
Goldfish
And
Tiger
Tiger
Woods
was
in the
drinking
Stanley
out of the
Cup?
Stanley Cup, just right in Rick Cafe America. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. That was a crazy night.
Dude.
The Stanley Cup walks in. What'd you put in my drink?
Exactly. And then to top the story off, we leave, and we're having a snowball fight with these guys, and this one guy throws a bottle at us.
Oh shit.
brawl.
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Straight out.
Tiger?
No,
Fighting?
Tiger with we had left Tiger. And we are whooping ass. We are just over there whooping ass. It was awesome.
Yo, that is
It was
great.
Yeah.
What happened last night? I met Tiger Woods.
Saw the Stanley
Drank from the
Cup.
Stanley Cup and beat the shit out of
Beat
some
up,
kid.
killed some dude. Left some dude bleeding by his car.
All right, big thanks for watching. If you made it through this whole episode, that means you should be subscribed. There's so many of you out there who watch and don't subscribe, so make sure you are a KFC Radio subscriber. Make sure you get all the content when it drops. Click that button now.
I have 9 fingers. I'm still subscribed. It's that easy.